So what he's done is he's tossed the rope over his neck. So I want to toss it back over. So one of the issues we have when his rider rides him is at some point he starts tossing his head. And we would all think, well, there is some part of it that the head toss is linked to tension up here. But remember, we got fascia trained, so tension up here will go to tension down there. And then there's various fascia train lines. Not fascia trains, but fascia lines. We've also got a hyoid apparatus where we have connections going down to sternum and sternum and scapula, and we also have going from the mandible to point of shoulder. So there's a whole lot of connections from head area down to big junction shoulder, and then we have connections from shoulder through to the back and also through right round to inside to the stifle. So the whole horse is connected with old days they called them compensation lines, and I don't think any of them really realized that the compensation lines were fascia lines. Tom Myers coined the term fascia trains for the human fascia, so we're not really allowed to use trains. I don't know about that statement. Anyway, I want to show you the tremor ring that comes from, there's a line that goes from here, the lattisimus dorsi muscle. Lattisimus dorsi muscle, it goes from this whole muscle, but the line goes from the ulna up over the last rib, the curve of the last rib, and then this portion here gets affected as well, but this is the last rib. So I've just misnomed it. Curve of the last rib. He's bumping my shoulder. He is known to nip, so I'm having to correct him all the time. So we're going from ulna across the base of the lattisimus dorsi. He says I've got to leave. Ulna, across the lattisimus dorsi, over to the last rib. There's the last rib. And then you'll note if I do this, his bum dips. And he says don't do it. So then from here it goes over the other side, the line. So let's say it was that line and it would come over here. It goes in past the stifle, round, coming out here, taking and coming back up to this. So it would come, let me see camera, it would come back up here and we would connect with the curve of the last rib area. So we understand why the foreleg has got something to do with pulling the hind leg in. So we've got to get the hock when we're riding under the belly. It is that line is one of them that does it. And because of, not necessarily with the ulna, but because we have front end connection to here, it becomes all one connected action. I love the fact that it goes across. So this is why lateral work is so essential, because you are engaging this particular line that goes over and pulls that hip in. And that's why yielding of the quarters is so important. And that's why shoulder fore is so important. Yeah, we really have to do that. So the other way of picking this back up, but this is not, we don't want to necessarily pick up the back. We want to engage his baseline muscles. So you pick it up by using basically your spur line here will pick up his back. If you saw that, he's quite, as I said, nippy, and he keeps swinging back. I need somebody to hold him. I don't think you can see that coming up. Right, so that's baseline up. So when you pick up baseline, his head goes down. Pick up baseline, and then he'll come back. Like, leave my baseline, put your head down. And his head goes down. But then he's flipping his head up in the air because of that long line, that lattisimus dorsi hind leg line is what's causing him to flip his head around. So we have to build this balance, which is rein back, definitely rein back, builds that, and haunches in is what will encourage that, and voltaires, tiny circles, small circles smaller than 10-meter diameter, and lots of walking, but baby walking, medium walking, and lengthened walking, back to baby walking, to halt, to rein back, shoulder in, shoulder fore, in the walk, all in the walk. We're just teaching it. See how low his head's going because of focus. Good boy. He was upside down developed. I'll show you on the other muscle. There's too much muscle development here. You can see the big. So we're busy with this. So it's going to take time. 3 to 6 months. Whoops. That muscle's overdeveloped and is hollow here. Okay, let me switch camera off. And okay, let me just say it again. So lattisimus dorsi. So from ulna, there's a line that comes up, base of lattisimus dorsi. Oh, just got to put this rope more secure so it doesn't run away from me. Let's try again. Lattisimus, hello boy. Ulna, lattisimus dorsi baseline coming up over the last rib. I'm just going to work these last ribs now and see. He's going to start tossing his head when I work this last rib. But he's got a lick in the chew. So I'm going to just show you what his head does. It's like, leave my last rib. So where he bent his head for that brief second, brief there. So we want his head to go too long to low, which is chin in line with knees first. And all it comes from here. Yeah. So he's kicking out with the back legs. He's walking away. He says, this is too much. Stop, stop, stop. Wait, I want to show you the tremoring. So we will have tremoring across here. Oh, I hope you can. Oops, he says, I've got to go. Let me just get my rope a bit more secure. A better hold on my rope. Shall I show you how I'm holding my rope? Can we see? It's resting over my arm and resting over my shoulder. But yes, I'm holding the rope against myself. Let's see this tremoring. Okay, so I've got the last rib again. Tossing his head, licking and chewing. He says he's got to leave. I'm just going to gather my rope a bit better. I need him to... Ears back at me. Oh, good. Look at this tremoring. Good boy. Head is dropping because of the tremor. Oh, head is dropping to eat. So I got him as he was let into his camp. A beautiful paddock. He says he's done now. He's leaving. Oh, see that? So now we will think, oh, it's the saddle. But actually, in fact, it's not the saddle. Wait, books. So there's 3 lines of, there's 3 lines on the top line that we do. From here through to there. Second one, stop the bumping now. Second one from here, midline, through to there. Oh, that's not the saddle, it's the hind end that needs to get stronger. The ooh was because he actually put his lips on my arm. So filming myself, I suppose I must get a GoPro stand because I don't like the GoPro camera's qualities. Just put his lips on me again, please. Stop, he says. Third line. Wait, head is dropping up. Yeah, the clicking in the neck. Good boy. So the head down position is, this is what's going to cause the head to go down. Not the reins. Yes, somewhat. I've got to teach him that as well. Good boy. I'm going to go back to my third line. I want to see the tremoring or I want to see the head go down. Okay, I'll just tell you if his head goes down. if you see the tremoring. So, okay, his buddy's coming to chase him. Oh, it's a big tremoring because I got Buddy on the lips, teeth, nose. Stop. Leave it. Good boy. Now you'll see the raised hair, which means those lines needed to be worked. Just going to tell this chap to stay away. So what did I do? I kicked this one. Watch. Kick him again. He's swishing his tail at me. Don't chase me away. Oh, gosh. What a horseman I am. Okay, let's do this side. I'm going to change my rope, hang it over my arm, hang it over my shoulder. Okay, that's good enough. 3 lines. We're going to start line 1. I'm facing the wrong way with the camera. So change hands. Shall we change hands? I think we'll change hands. All right, starting here. Going to check this line. Notice where there's dipping. So the body's different. The body's reaction. I've previously did that line. You'll see it's still raised. The body's reaction. It's pulling his head right down. So this is where the head down will come from. Here. Oh, absolutely awesome. He's going to say this is too much luck. Hard. Too much stuff happening. He doesn't come around as easy on this side. Okay, let's go. That was open lips. That was open lips at me. Leave it. See that runny nose from the release? On that side, there's a big runny nose on that side. Little runny nose on this side. Okay, so I'm going to leave the camera facing him because he's going to try and nip me. Stop. Oh, stomped my foot at him. So horses will stomp their foot at each other. So listen, I've got feet, I can kick you. So there's no tremoring here. But what he's doing is he's actually holding my hand. He's pushing into my hand with his jaw. Oh, if I could only just show the whole picture. Pushing into my hand with the muscle here. And he's loving this. He needs to be straight horse, but for now he needs to bend his head to push into my hand. So if you're riding him, you the rider, will have to just allow him to be bent horse. But that's why we do. That's why we do flexions. We ride in flexion and we ride in neck bend. So this is a big flexion. Yeah, that one. We heard a noise, and now he's like, "Oh, I heard a noise." Okay, so look at this line. It's not as, you can't see it, it's not as notable. So it wasn't a fascia, it was a muscle line. The other side is fascia. Let's try the second line. Also, lots of tremoring, some tremoring, and lots of muscle responding. Oh, there's tremoring. Listen to his breathing. I would expect it. Yep, he's going to say, don't drop your head. Yes, he's not don't drop your head. He's going to drop his head, and then he's going to see the grass, and then he's going to say, oh, I eat when I see grass. Like, no, and lick and chew. So the head came down from this area. That area is what created head down. We have to remember that. But if we lift this up, we automatically get head down. Look at that tremoring. Wow. He's going to drop his head or walk away. So they've always got more than one choice. He's like, leave me alone. I'm walking you in a circle. I'm going to put my teeth on you in a minute. To blow air at him because he's just going to overwhelm me. He's got to be obedient anyway. Leave it. He shook my head and stomped my feet at his face. Because I really can't have them thinking that they're allowed to bite me. Oh, this muscle, yeah, I need to massage this muscle in a different too. So I'm going to show you. Yep. So this would be construed as saddle. but it's not. It's posture that's giving the impression to the saddle. He's not carrying his saddle. He's not supporting his saddle. So if their backs are strong and they can support the saddle, then, hey, do you hear the open mouth thing at me? His head's dropped now because I've also found the right spot. You can see the reaction here. So this is all lattisimus, dorsi, and the various other muscles that are connected to it. But I'm very happy with the session. I didn't do roundabout. That's good. I'm going to do the last line on the top here. Starting here. He's pressing into it. So this side's stronger than the other side. There we go. Oops. The butt tipped forward. So let me see if I can show you again. And the butt's going to tip forward in a slight tip forward. So he's already engaged that muscle, toned it, and said, I get it. Okay, there he dropped his entire back. So I'm going to wait a bit here. And then the head drops. And the head flick. So the head flick is coming from here. It's not coming from the head, the pole entirely. Look at this. Look at the position. So what we are aiming for here, good boy. The two backs are quite different. We're aiming for this indentation to fill up by lifting the sternum up. We can't lift the sternum up from here or here until we've got this here. Wow. Until we've got this here. When we've got this here, this will automatically go up. This whole structure will go up once we've got that under. Now we can't make that go under. We have to build here so that he can lift that up. So we can lift this up so that he can pull this back so that he can come round and lose this overdeveloped here and put it here. Hey boy. Yeah, 3 to 6 months. Good boy. I think we're done. Nice session.